So welcome back. This is week 3 of my foundation series for mature women. And this week we are reviewing the NARS. This is the Light Reflecting Foundation, and it comes highly rated for mature women. So I'm dying to see how it looks. I just went and picked it up, so I have no idea how this wears. I've heard amazing things about it. I know a lot of my makeup artists use this and they swear by it. So that's what we're going to review today, so I hope you're interested, and if you are, just continue watching. So why is this foundation so popular? So this foundation promises skincare benefits, a light, natural, radiant finish with medium to buildable coverage. And we're going to be pairing it with the Smashbox Anti-Redness Primer. We're going to go through my 7-point review system. I'm going to be doing a wear test at the end of the day so we can see how everything holds up. So what does this foundation claim? It says that the foundation improves skin clarity over time while providing medium buildable coverage with a natural radiant finish. It contains skincare inspired ingredients designed to help the skin look healthier while providing coverage. Let's talk about the price. It retails for $54, so it's not a cheap foundation. And paired with this primer here from Smashbox, this retails for $42. So now you're looking at $96 for this 2 pairing. So it's not inexpensive, so it better perform. It offers 36 shades, ranging from very fair to very deep skin tones, and I appreciate that they include a variety of undertones, making it easy to find your match for you. This happens to be in the shade, what is it here? Deauville, Light for Deauville. So who is this foundation for? It is for women, mature women, with normal skin, dry skin, combination skin, anyone wanting a natural skin-like finish. Women who want coverage without looking like they have heavy makeup on. Those concerned with texture and fine lines. Who is it not for? You may not love this foundation if you prefer a full coverage matte finish. You have extremely oily skin. You want a foundation that completely covers redness or discoloration in one layer. You like a very long wearing matte foundation. So this is more of a radiant look, which is something that, you know, I'm always looking for. I'm not looking for anything matte, especially if you have mature dry skin. You have a tendency to want to kind of pull away from anything matte. So how did I prep my skin prior to today? I went in there and I used my normal skincare routine. I have a tendency to lean towards products that have niacinamide in there, licorice root, and like Centella asiatica, colloidal oatmeal, anything that's going to soothe the redness on my skin, especially this time of year when the sun starts to get a little bit stronger and the heat kind of takes over. You know, my skin just wants to explode with redness. So I really try to use things that's going to calm that down, and just very gentle cleansers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this primer, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put a little bit on now. And when I tell you a little bit, that's all I'm going to be using, and that's just going to treat the red areas. And what I do is just kind of lightly brush this over. I don't know if you can see already, but that really just like lightened up that redness so it's not as like a beacon as much. And if you're like me, you spent a lot of time out in the sun when you were in your 20s and 30s and you did not wear sunblock, which I think had a lot to do with it, as well as genetics. My father had this on his skin. Press this in there very gently so you can see how that really just kind of softens the redness. So you actually can get away with just wearing this if that's what you're just really very concerned about the redness and going out and you don't want to put any product on your skin, then this would definitely help. So now let's go in there. I'm going to go in, I'm going to apply this with a brush. And this is going to be my first reaction to this product. I'm surrounded by makeup artists, and this is one that everybody just happens to love. And it does look beautiful on the skin. All right, let's go in there. So what I'm going to do, it comes in this beautiful glass bottle. And we're going to go in, and you're going to use about that much foundation. You can see it's not super thick looking. So what I'm going to be using is the 109 brush from BK Beauty. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to... Okay, let's go in and see how this performs. I'm going to go down the center of my nose here and bring it out like so. Bring it upwards. Need more of my brush. Just kind of drag it up and outward. So I want you to be able to see the difference between each side. Yeah, comment below. Let me know what you're thinking about this. Have you ever used this foundation? What is your favorite foundation? Comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear. Very radiant. It's not very hot. It doesn't look very hydrating on the skin. It just looks very radiant. Reminds me a lot of the Armani but the Armani is a little bit more expensive than this. All right, let's bring that in. I'm gonna bring it up on the forehead. It bounces off the light very nicely. I don't do a lot around my mouth area. I just kind of drag it down very lightly. I think the color might be a little light for my complexion. I don't know. I did have somebody color match me, but so it doesn't feel too heavy. I think I could probably go with the shade that's a little bit deeper. So, and it's radiant, but it doesn't look shiny. It just looks very smoothing on the skin. It's not enhancing any of my texture or my fine lines, which is good. So my redness is completely gone. I don't see any of the redness. And the skin doesn't look too heavy. So I just went in, I finished doing the rest of my makeup. I went in and used the Skin Mimetics Concealer, as well as the Baby Cheeks from Westman Atelier. Then I finished up with this 0501 Lip Balm from OneSkin, which has an SPF of 15 in it, and it's in the shade Bare Blush, which has a very slight pinkish tint to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on for about 6 hours. I'm going to pop back in later, and we're going to see how this held up throughout this day. And right now, it's probably about 75, 80 out. It's a beautiful day, but yet I still get a lot of red. I have a tendency for my redness to pop through on days like today when the sun is very strong. So let's see how it performs. Okay, so I'm back for that check-in. It's been about 6 hours, and I am very happy with this foundation. I'm kind of wondering why it's taken me so long to pick this one up, because it really looks very nice on the skin. I do have a little bit of redness peeking through on my cheeks, but I don't mind that so much. I don't like anything to be completely, just completely removed. I just really want my imperfections to be softened. I don't want them completely covered up because then it looks too masky. So just to kind of review, I did I did my normal skincare routine. I do use a lot of products for redness and rosacea. And I went in with the Smashbox, this primer here. This is the Anti-Redness Primer. Then I did the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Deauville. So yeah, that's it. I'm very happy with this. I like the wear of it. I like the way it looked in the daylight. I like the way it wore throughout the day. So yeah, comment below. Let me know. Have you ever tried this foundation? And before I go, this has absolutely nothing to do with the foundation, but I wanted to share with you something that I just recently watched. 2 shows I actually recently just watched. One was on Netflix, and actually one is I'm still watching is on Netflix, and the other one I finished, I think it was last week. It was on HBO, and it was Hacks, and I can tell you how funny it was. It's with Jean Smart, and she just, I don't know, like she did just such a tremendous job on this whole entire series. So if you're looking for a series to watch, you might want to check that one out. And I'm currently watching is The Burrows on Netflix, which if you watch Stranger Things and if you know the producers of that, it's these 2 brothers, and it's just very, very creative, and it's just very, very it's engaging. Like, you know what I mean? I was able to get into it right from the very start. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you gained any value from this video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everyone, bye-bye.